Hello everyone and welcome to Long's Toys. I have another Transformers Titans Return review for you today. This is Sergeant Cup, which I'm assuming they use because they don't have the rights to just the word Cup, so they always call him Sergeant Cup. But basically it's Cup from G1, good old grizzled Cup, the war veteran. Yeah, so this is the first of my Wave 4 Deluxe reviews. I just found these the other day at Target. I got lucky and I found all 5 of the Wave 4 Deluxes, so stay tuned and look forward to those because they'll be coming through. So yeah, here you go. You have Robot Mode, Alt Mode, Flintlock is the name of his little Titan Master, Headmaster there. I'm going to zoom in so we can take a look at the bio on the card. It says, with the Decepticons rising, the Autobots power up with Titan Master partners to stop them. That's standard. Decepticons recoil when they see Flintlock and Sergeant Cup. Flintlock gives Sergeant Cup the ability to blast enemies with bursts of metal melting acid. So there you go. Metal melting acid. Not good if you're made of metal. So there you go. Although I can't imagine it would be too good for humans either. So in any case, I've always liked Cup. He's always been one of my, I want to say, well, yeah, I guess he's been one of my favorites. He was one of the ones I got when I was a small child. One of the first ones I got, maybe say like first 5, first 10 was Cup was one of them. So he always kind of has a special place in my heart. But one noticeable thing, real quick, you can see here the artwork on the back. Very different color scheme than the toy itself. You can see the head is mostly gray, where up here it's green. This artwork is really more like comic book and cartoon accurate, where I believe Hasbro usually tries to go for a color scheme that matches the original toy. So that's kind of more what they try for. But in any case, let's go ahead and get him out of the packaging and take a closer look. Alright, so here is Cup out of the packaging. Real quick, we'll just take a look at the little card that he comes with. Nice sturdy cardboard like they're usually made out of. Nice artwork here. You can see his stats, mostly strength, but firepower and intelligence, speed being the lowest. Pretty cool little tech specs, but definitely you can see here the color scheme is way different. This is definitely a more like G1 toy accurate, or sorry, G1 cartoon accurate color scheme on the card as opposed to the figure. But putting that off to the side, the figure is definitely amazing. It comes with these 2 accessories. You can see here, pretty standard guns. Fit into his 2 fists fairly easily. Looks good wielding them. You can get kind of a, one in the air, one out to the front. Kind of traditional pose, something like that. I like that. I always like dual wielding guns for that purpose. So take those out. Take the Titan Master off real quick and take a close look at that. Very interesting. Like I said, is definitely mostly this kind of dark gunmetal gray. I think the eyes are painted kind of a metallic blue, but it's kind of hard to see just because they're kind of really up in there, and the shadow cast by the molding of the head and kind of crest really kind of overshadows it, but it is there. I like the face sculpt. I like that a lot. Transforming him into a Titan Master. He's got a visor on the head there. Nice kind of seafoam green there in the middle. Otherwise, all gunmetal gray. It's the primary color for the Titan Master. So it would have been nice to get a little bit better color scheme paint there, but I understand why they couldn't. Real quick, showing off the 2 guns. You can see how they kind of have like a teeth pattern here, and you just click them together like that, and then if you want the Titan Master can ride inside, he just sits right in there. Get a little bit closer so you can see. So you can see the pegs are there. If you want to peg him into the feet, you can. And any Titan Master can ride right in there. So I like that. I think that looks pretty cool. I like the job they did there. Try to peg it in. I'm not going to bother. You guys know how it works. But yeah, pretty nice cannons. I like them a lot. I like their design. they'll come into play in the vehicle mode. We'll take a look at that a little bit later. So putting that off to the side, transforming the head back and popping it back in. Standard connector there on the top. I always have trouble with these. Come on. There we go. But yeah, great amount of articulation. Of course, the head can move side to side because of the Titan Master's neck joint. Ball joint here in the shoulder, as well as kind of a secondary joint. There's one in the actual shoulder and then one in the top of the arm. And that's mostly for the transformation. So mostly you're going to use the ball joint here, but you can technically move it up and down a little bit in the actual shoulder of the chest there. Then you have a bicep swivel. As you can see there, you have kind of a double joint in the elbow, and again, that's for the transformation, but you do have it. Wrists go out to the side, again for the transformation, so not really a lot of movement there. You do have a waist swivel. Unfortunately, the ball joints in the hips on mine are kind of loose, as you can kind of see. It's not a deal breaker by any means. Just makes him a little harder to position, but once you get him to stand, he can still stand. Thigh swivel, pretty much 90 degrees in the knee. And then there's a little bit of play in the ankle, but it's mostly for the transformation, but it is there. As I said, it's a very G1 toy accurate color scheme. You have the kind of darker turquoise and then kind of the seafoam green with the yellow accents. All the colors really work. They did a great job with the paint. I love the Autobot symbol here on the chest. Looks perfect. No car kibble on the back. I mean, the engineering for this mold is really fantastic. I love what they did. There's even a little hole here on the butt, which I'm guessing if you had a Tamashii stand or something, you could probably plug that in there if you wanted them to do some kind of jumping pose or something like that. So that's cool. I like that. I guess technically you could even put the guns here on the back, since these two peg holes are here, and give them kind of a jetpack situation. It's kind of cool, actually. I don't believe that's in the directions at all, but you could definitely give them a jetpack. I like the look of that a lot, actually. I just came up with that just in the moment, but I like it a lot. I didn't notice those peg holes before. But that's cool. But yeah, like I said, I mean, the way the legs are built, I think they look great. Sure, you see the wheel, but I think it looks good. And you'll see how the transformation works in a moment, but really some nice toy engineering for this mold. I really, really like it a lot. And I love the color scheme. It's kind of loud, but it's definitely Cup, and I love it. The Japanese version, I think, is a more subtle, like olive green. And that's going to come with the Target Master, so I did pre-order that. I'm going to get that as well. Like I said, I really do love Cup. And I love the American color scheme because it's very reminiscent of the toy I had as a child. So I love this toy for that reason. And then I'm going to love the Japanese version because you have a little bit more cartoon-accurate head and a more cartoon-accurate color scheme. So this is definitely one where I feel like it's worth it to have both versions because they are different enough that it's nice. I like having both. I will like having both of them. I love having this so far. But yeah, so that's it for articulation. Let's go ahead and get into the transformation. Alright, so going ahead and pop the head off. As you can see, guns are off to the side. You start by, strange of all things, you would think you'd rotate these into the forearms, but instead you actually rotate them out to the side, like that. Now you can see there's a little pinhole on both of these, right here and here. These are going to fold up at the double jointed elbow and peg into these tabs here on the shoulder. So very simply, you just go ahead and line that up. And you might have, depending on how you've rotated the bicep swivel, you might have to turn that a little bit to get them to line up. But, so there you go. He's got the arms compressed up like that. Now you're going to see here, there's a tab on the inner forearm, and there's two tab holes right here. So you're going to bring this up like this, and then that tab's going to tab into the slot right there. And you're going to do that for both. And boom, there you go. Arm storage on the top. At this point, you're going to lift up the glass visor here, windshield, and you're going to fold this back, and you can bring this down, and then kind of bring this together like that. Bring this whole thing down, pull up this hinge right here. You can see there's a hinge here and a hinge here, and then you're going to just kind of straighten this all out. like that. Then you're going to rotate at the waist 180 degrees. So you can kind of see the front part of the truck is taking shape here. You're going to fold down the feet, and they'll just fold down like that. The shin piece here is going to rotate up. And you can kind of just leave it here for now. You're going to do something with it in a minute, but you're going to come to the leg, and this whole piece... Oh, I'm sorry, I have it backwards. This side, with the darker blue, is going to flip all the way out. This piece is going to rotate down. Then you're going to want to straighten out the legs at the knee and everything. Make sure you have that lined up. And then you can see this hinge right here. This whole piece is going to swing around. Now you can see there's like kind of a slot here and a slot here. And that's going to be for this tab and this tab. So you just kind of bring it around. Line everything up, and that will kind of hold it together. Now at this point you're going to bring this tab back down. Oop, and I'm pushing the fist down, which is incorrect. Should probably line the second one up before you... Really, you should bring these all the way out and then kind of bring them about halfway so that you can line this up. Because you can see there's a very little tiny peg right here so that you can peg these two shin pieces together. Because they're going to kind of become the unofficial, like, bed of this futuristic pickup truck, if that makes sense. And then you're going to rotate this around and tab this in like you did on the other side. And then rotate these pieces up. And then just kind of click everything together and it'll shore up. And there you go. You have the futuristic pickup truck. I love this form. I can't believe how well, like, just the engineering of this toy is so impressive to me. The way the legs completely fold out and it clips all together. And just to go from the robot mode to this, when there's absolutely no vehicle kibble on the robot mode. It's so well done, in my opinion. I really love it a lot. You can see there's all this new paint and detailing here on the front that was inside the chest previously. No robot kibble underneath. You can get that back together. It's not. There we go. That's good enough. But it's really awesome. It's really fantastic. Very indicative of the original toy. The G1 comic vehicle mode. All very cool there. You can see that there is peg holes on the side here. So if you want to put the gun in here, you certainly can. And you could do that on each side. But what I really like is you can come onto the back here and you see these two obvious peg holes and put the guns in here. And you can see that there's little tabs. Or I should probably move the gun. You can see the two little pegs here so that you can bring your Titan Master in and peg him onto these two little peg holes and then put your gun in place. And it looks like he is, you know, tending one of the gun turrets. And you could do the same thing on the other side over here. So you could have two Titan Masters on the back, you know, manning these turrets. And then you can have one, of course, ride here in the inside, in the cab. This opens up. And there is, of course, space to fit your Titan Master inside. As you can see there. And it closes. He fits in there perfectly. A lot of room. So I love this. I cannot say enough good things about this vehicle mode. I'm very, very impressed with it. Like I said, I love the fact that you can do the gun turret here. You can mount them on the side. I love that the Titan Master can fit inside here. I love the color scheme. You know, they paid homage to the original toy very nicely with the futuristic pickup truck motif. I love the transformation. I love everything about it. This is just a fantastic vehicle mode. It's really a lot of fun. So just real quick, Cup is a truly fantastic figure. I love everything about him. The robot mode is great. The vehicle mode is great. The transformation is a lot of fun. The engineering used for the transformation is really impressive in my opinion. The guns that he comes with are great. They clip together neat. They go in the back of the vehicle mode to make turrets, and they have little spots for extra Titan Masters to attach. You could attach them to the back in robot mode to form kind of a jetpack. I have nothing to complain about, really. If I had to absolutely pick one thing to nitpick about, it's the fact that, like, maybe the paint for the eyes, you know, gets a little overshadowed by the molding of the head, but it's such a minute detail. It's not even a big deal. If you can find this guy, definitely pick him up. He's fantastic. I'll be very interested to see what they repaint him into, because I'm sure they're going to reuse this mold as something else. So I'm very curious to see what that's going to be, because it's so iconically Cup. I don't really know what else you could use it as. The only thing I could think of is maybe like one of the Cybertronian females, like Firestar, or maybe like Dion. Is that the name? Like the pre-formatted Ironhide when he was friends with Orion Pax on Cybertron. You know, that kind of orange and blue color scheme. I think his name was Dion. Something like that. I feel like maybe you could do something like that with it. But it's just the mold is so quintessentially Cup. I don't know what what they'll repaint it as, but I'll be interested to see what they do. But it's a fantastic figure. If you can find it, grab it. If some people are holding out for the Japanese version, I think it might even be worth having both. Just because, like I said, this is so obviously the original American toy color scheme, and that's going to be very cartoon accurate molding and color scheme. Plus, that one comes with a Target Master, so I think they're both going to be great. I absolutely love this, and I'm sure I'm going to love the Takara release as well. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like and share this video, and please subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you've enjoyed this look at Deluxe Sergeant Cup from Transformers Titans Return. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching.